Friday night, Sports Show. We repeat Saturday morning, and it is time for the Ouyen United Kangas Footy Report. And Andrew Wilsmore, he's out in the blustery conditions on the farm, but that doesn't stop him from reporting on another magnificent performance by the Ouyen United Kangas. Hey, Andrew, how are you?
G'day, mate. It's great to be back for another week. Possibly the game of the year has been run and won or lost, whoever side of the fence you were arguing on. But yes, the race for the finals and that coveted second spot and double chance is it's ramping up quicker than the Ambos at the Royal Adelaide, my friend.
Well, I tell you what, they were ramping up the pressure in the last quarter when the Ouyen United Kangas hung on as Irimple were going with the wind and kicked 2 goals, 7 against your 1 goal for you to win by 3 points. And I tell you what, everyone was just saying, blow the siren, blow the siren.
Oh, mate, it was definitely a nice nail-biter. Plenty of heart attack material there. It was they kicked with the breeze in the last and just we hung on for dear life. It was a quality game of footy, really. The scores certainly didn't indicate, the style of footy. The ball just continually bounced between the arcs. Both defences were just supreme. They're a little bit like Wentworth. They've got a superb back six, which repel the footy, put our mids under the pump, and also our backs, obviously. So, yeah, it was a great standard of footy. Nobody could score. It was just a game that both defences held strong.
They did. It was 4 goals 15 to Irimple in the end, to your 6 goals 6. A 3-point margin, thrilling football. 2 goals to Ryan Mackay. Great performance from him. Dale Wilsmore a couple. Summer Hayes and Brad Valance both got singles. It was Wilsmore, Kane Stevens, Andre Perella in the ruck. Heath Smith having a good season. Joel Grace, a wonderful young player. And Ryan Mackay doing some good work. Garlic a couple for Irimple. In the reserve grade, your guys didn't do too badly, given that Irimple are pretty supreme in this grade of football. It was a pretty good effort, I thought, from your lads.
Yeah, look, we were pleased. They won the toss and kicked with this 6-goal breeze in the first quarter, so we were a little bit slow to adjust. They kicked the first 6 in the blink of an eye. We ended up throwing a player or 2 back in the end, and we were pleased with the result after that. I think for the rest of the game, we might have kicked 2 and they might have kicked 6, so we certainly held our own after that first quarter onslaught. But the boys played well. But yeah, they're red hot favourites to win the flag. They've got depth in their reserves, their seniors, their kids everywhere. They're a pretty strong powerhouse at the minute, Irimple.
Oh, they certainly are, and they're the club that seems to be the destination club for folk in that Mildura area. It is a very interesting one because it probably puts the Kanga boys out of finals contention if you're looking at now 3 games and percentage adrift behind Imperials. You'd have to beat them by plenty this weekend to start the roll back. But it was a good performance all the same, as you mentioned, by your lads. And having a quick look at the goal scoring, 2 goals were kicked. In the end, it was a couple of goals. James Phillips kicked one of them. We don't really know who kicked the other one, so maybe it's on the team stat sheet as a team goal. But David Jeffries, Oscar Smith, Patrick Sherry, Job Mead, Casey Mitchell and Jackson Plant in the better players. Okay, the 18s put aside on the park. That was probably a win in itself because last week it was deemed with the sickness going through the camp that you may not get a side out there, but you did, and that was a terrific effort. 21-17 to no score, but still at least the boys went out and played.
Yep, they did. So, like you say, it was a success in itself, even to get a team out on the park. So we were sort of talking during the week, and if Benny and his leadership group sat down at the start of the year and looked at their list, I think they would have locked in a final spot pretty comfortably. If you look at the 3 O'Shannessy boys, Joel Grace, Isaac Scott, Billy Catnack, Benny Nile, look, these boys, you can easily build a very, very competitive team around them boys. The 2 Farnsworths, look, there were, 4 of them are now playing senior footy and above, and the rest of them have represented the 2s at some point or another in the reserves. So, yeah, really frustrating and disappointing for the boys that are left behind. It is showing in their footy a little bit. They've lost half of their best players, and then the boys that are left behind are certainly trying their best, and they're showing plenty of pride in their jumper. It's just a battle every week, but good on them. Look, the tide will turn one day, and things will come for the better.
Well, Sam Magnasalis had an absolute beauty and gets promoted to senior ranks. And Ned Scott and Michael Chitlang were also about the place. In the 14s, it was another tough outing for the kids who were doing their very best. You've always put a good number of kids on the sheet here, but not yet at the size and age to be really, really competitive against Dalrymple, who got the mercy rule at 11 goals, 1-1-1 in the first quarter.
Yeah, similar story again, mate. Once again, boys went out there and had a crack and did themselves proud. So, yeah, they'll look forward to next year. And, look, they'll play the remainder of the season out. And, hopefully there's a win in there somewhere. But, look, that's just admirable for the way they turn up every week and do their job.
Yeah, really good stuff from them. Having a look at the other senior matches last weekend, it was Wentworth thrashing Merbane 29-4-13. Was a good win by Robinvale, 15-7 to beat Redcliffe's 10-19 to keep their Final Four position. And Imperials 8-13 keeping their finals hopes alive. Mildura 6-6 in a good win there by Imperials. You get them this week in what will be a very combative outfit. It's at Blackburn Park. They tell me that you've got at least 10 players on your senior list that are out of the comp this weekend that could play. That is a massive number. Andrew, what's happening? Is it just the COVID situation, or is it a whole range of other factors?
There's a few injuries which we're a little bit worried about. Alex Morris, who was having a co-captain an absolute stellar year off a back flank, he's gone in for scans and X-rays. He may have a broken bone, so that's not ideal news. He didn't train obviously last night, so we're waiting on him. We're probably, I don't know what variant of COVID we're up to now, but we seem to have got another one, and everybody's gone down with it. So injuries, COVID, there's some other family things that are happening sort of in Perth, a funeral. Look, we are scraping the barrel, my friend. It's going to be a really tough danger game tomorrow because of, we've had another, I think it's 5 changes from last week, but a total of 10 that could come back in. So we're really going to have to dig deep on this one, and we don't want to undo all our good work that we gained last week in trying to get that top 2 spot, but this is a real danger game.
I think it is too, but I noticed that you've got some kids that have been promoted up into the ranks here too, and that's good to see a very, very good young running side, and maybe that's going to be a very important aspect against Imperials.
I think they're forecasting wind and rain, so it's not going to be ideal footy conditions, but we're going to have to run the footy. Sam Magnasalis is in for his debut. He's over in Adelaide at school, but he's on holiday, so he's home on a permit. We've got him, which is excellent. He's a big, young, strapping kid, which is playing really well. I think Will Grigg's been promoted. He'll debut, and we've got Joby Mead that came back from that knee reco. He's probably up in the seniors maybe a week or 2 earlier than he expected, but so he'll certainly provide us with some skills. He's lovely both sides of the body. He'll be a real asset. So we've got a team out there. It's certainly not our best, but full credit to the lads that are going to run out, and I'm sure that they'll do what's required to hopefully, mate, sneak us over the line yet again.
Yeah, sneak you over the line. I'll tell you, there is a lot of players then out of your reserve side. I said the 18s don't have to play because Imperials don't have a side in that age group. It's probably a good thing because you probably would have had a side, given that just to get your 2s on the park. I see a lot of the young lads are in the 2 side.
Yeah, it's been a blessing. So no under 18s this week. So half of them are now playing in our reserves, which is certainly going to help us out. I don't believe we would have got a team just due to the amount of players that are out. So the kids are going to have a run around. Hopefully it'll be nice if they can pull off a win and get back to that bit of that winning feeling, but we're going to be up against it. It is 4th against 5th, but with the side that's out there, it's really going to be a tough one. So hopefully these kids, run like mad and show the skills that they've got. So you never know, mate. We're going in with a chance, and it's good that the boys are coming up and helping us out.
Yeah, I see a couple of names I haven't seen before. Jacob Milanikovic and Daniel Page-Kotz. A couple of names I haven't mentioned before. Tell me about them.
Yeah, they're new to the club this year, so Jacob's missed the last couple of games. He's been away, so they're sort of about that 20-year-old. They're just new to the area. Big boys that can take a good mark and kick a goal. So both of them will be out there running around. So they're not kids, they're young men, and they're big fellas that hopefully throw their weight around and can provide us with a target up forward.
You need a good target and need a win. Let's go to the 14s now. In the 14-year-old age group, the Imperials have been this year one of the bottom sides. So I was actually looking at this. They're in 8th and have only won the one game, I think, against you blokes, and you're in the last place. So are the 14s geared up this week? I mean, you say they're looking to next season, but maybe there's a little chance here for a win.
Yeah, there is a sneaky chance that they can finally get some reward for their efforts. So if they're ever going to win a game, this one has to be it. So I think, mate, fingers crossed. I think that we're in with a chance for sure. I haven't really looked too hard at the team, but obviously they've got one out there, and if they can certainly put their best foot forward, we might have something to celebrate. Hopefully early on while we're having a nice morning coffee.
Yeah, morning coffee, and I'll tell you what, the kids that have got on the list here, a lot of those lads reading their names. We've seen them through weeks earlier in the season, and so it's going to be interesting to see just whether or not there's enough good players to be able to get over the top. Maybe Finn Brown, I think, is going to lead the way. Will Shattuck and young Adam Grace and Johnny Shine, all those kids having a real go. Having a real go is Andrew Wilsmore, and he'll be out there in the twos box hoping for some sort of relief and hoping that the COVID goes out of the region pretty soon. And look forward to Andrew chatting to you about it. Catch you next week.
Cheers, mate. Thank you very much.